Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
One second. Is it clear, my audio?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Jai, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Audio clear, na?
Your voice is very low.
Yes, Prabhuji. Voice is good, Prabhuji.
Okay.
The volume is low, Prabhuji.
Is it okay now? Hari bol?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, without delay. So please read this one. Anybody, please. Fourth point. This is from Japa affirmations from Mahatma Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Can I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah. Please go ahead.
I get to chant, I want to chant, and I love to chant. Remind yourself that you are appropriate chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Remind yourself that you are appreciate chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and that you view chanting as special blessing. It is a special opportunity to get a human birth and to be able to awaken love for Krishna through chanting. Ask yourself how you would feel if you are prevented from being able to chant the holy name. Deep down in our hearts, we appreciate the powerful effects of chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna.
Sorry. Speaking to my wife. Yeah. So this is a thing. One of the affirmation he has given. Mahatma Prabhu is a senior disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Close to 35 years of practice in devotional service. 35, close to 40 years. Very senior most. He lives in Alachua, Florida. I met him once. Wonderful Prabhuji. And he has his channel also, Mahatma Das. Okay, so he gives normally he is giving this Japa retreat kind of sessions all over the world. He travels and gives these sessions to inspire us and to chant, to what is that? To get the taste in the holy names. Whatever his experience, his realizations, he quotes. So this is what fourth point. What he's saying, I get to chant, I want to chant, I love to chant, right? So this is a very rare opportunity we all got, right? Human birth, durlabha manusha janma. So we have to utilize for the pleasure of the Lord. So right, our body, our mind, our senses, everything for the pleasure of Lord. Rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. Then our life will be successful. Okay, so this is one of the inspiration today we read. Without delay, let us begin with Mangalacharana prayer and read Chaitanya Charitamrita. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chaksharanmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Yeah. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter 6, entitled as The Glories of Sri Advaita Acharya. The Glories of Sri Advaita Acharya. We are at 16th verse. So Mataji, you pick up. You can go ahead.
Lord Vishnu himself is the efficient nimitta, cause of the material world, and Narayana in the form of Sri Advaita is the material cause, Upadana.
The voice lost, Mataji. Koncham.
Phone ninch lock.
Yeah.
Lord Vishnu is his efficient aspect. In his efficient aspect, glances over the material energy, and Sri Advaita, as the material cause, creates the material world. Although the Sankhya philosophy accepts that the material ingredients are the cause, the creation of the world never arises from the dead matter. The Lord infuses the material ingredients with his own creative potency. Thus, by the power of the Lord, creation takes place. In the form of Advaita, he infuses the material ingredients with creative energy. Therefore, Advaita is the original cause of creation.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Samyukta Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Sri
Yeah, Hare
Advaita Acharya is the creator of millions and millions of universes, and by his expansions, as Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, he maintains each and every universe. Sri Advaita is the principal limb Anga of Narayana. Srimad Bhagavatam speaks of limb Anga as a plenary portion Amsa of the Lord. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O Lords of Lords, you are the seer of all creation. You are indeed everyone's dearest life. Are you not? Therefore, my father Narayana. Narayana refers to one whose abode is in the water born from Nara, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, and that Narayana is your plenary portion. All your plenary portions are transcendental. They are absolute and are not creations of Maya. Purport. This text is from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.14.14. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. 10:14:14 from Bhagavatam. Yeah. Okay. Sandhya Mataji, want to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This verse describes that the limbs and plenary portions of the Lord are all spiritual. They have no relationship with the material energy. Why has Sri Advaita been called a limb and not a part? The reason is that limb implies greater intimacy. Sri Advaita, who is a reservoir of virtues, is the main limb of Mahavishnu. His full name is Advaita, for he is identical in all aspects with that Lord. As he had formerly created all the universes, now he descended to introduce the path of bhakti. He delivered all living beings by offering the gift of Krishna Bhakti. He explained the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam in the light of devotional service. But although Sri Advaita Prabhu is an incarnation of Vishnu, for the welfare of the conditioned souls, he manifested himself as a servitor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and throughout all his activities, he showed himself to be an eternal servitor. Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda also manifested the same principle, although they also belong to the category of Vishnu. If Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, and Advaita Prabhu had exhibited their all-powerful Vishnu potencies within his material world, people would have become greater impersonalists, monists, and self-worshippers than they had already become under the spell of this age. Therefore, the personality of Godhead and his different incarnations and forms played the parts of devotees to instruct the conditioned souls how to approach the transcendental stage of devotional service. Advaita Acharya especially intended to teach the conditioned souls about devotional service. The word Acharya means teacher. The special function of such a teacher is to make people Krishna conscious. A bona fide teacher following in the footsteps of Advaita Acharya has no other business than to spread the principles of Krishna consciousness all over the world. The real qualification of an Acharya is that he presents himself as a servant of the Supreme. Such a bona fide Acharya can never support the demonic activities of atheistic men who present themselves as a god. It is the main business of an Acharya to defy such impostors posting as God before the innocent public.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Nice, so nice, good. Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Yeah, Lavish Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Translation. Since he has no other occupation than to teach devotional service, His name is Advaita Acharya. He is the spiritual master of all devotees and is the most revered personality in the world. By a combination of these two names, his name is Advaita Acharya. Purpose. Sri Advaita Acharya is the prime spiritual master of the Vaishnavas and he is worshipable by all Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas must follow in the steps of Advaita Acharya, for by so doing one can actually engage in the devotional service of the Lord. Since he is a limb or part of the lotus-eyed Supreme Lord, he also bears the name Kamalaksha. His associates have the same bodily features as the Lord. They all have 4 arms and are dressed in yellow garments like Narayana.
Yeah.
Sri Advaita Acharya is the principal.
Yeah, complete this one, please.
Sri Advaita Acharya is the principal limb of the Supreme Lord. His truth, name, and attributes are all wonderful.
Jai, thank you. Akinjan Prabhu, please read some.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare
Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. He worshipped Krishna with tulsi leaves and water of Ganges and called for him in the loud voice. The Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared on earth, accompanied by his personal associates. It is through him, Advaita Acharya, that Lord Chaitanya spread the Sankirtana movement, and through him that he delivered the world.
Yeah.
The glory and the attributes of Advaita Acharya are unlimited. Sorry. How can the insignificant living entities fathom them? Sri Advaita Acharya is the principal limb of the Lord Chaitanya. Another limb of Lord is Nityananda Prabhu.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the devotees headed by the Srivasa was his smaller limb. They are like his hands, face, and eyes, and his disc and other weapons. With all of them, Lord Chaitanya performed his pastimes, and with them he spread his mission.
With all of them means Hare Krishna. Prabhuji's mother is. With all of them means.
He's talking about Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya is anywhere here. Srivas Thakur and Gadadhar Pandit.
Panchatattva. Simple in simple words. Panchatattva. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi.
Yes, Prabhu. Thinking Sri Advaita Acharya is a disciple of Sri Madhavendra Puri, Lord Chaitanya obeys him, respecting him as his spiritual master.
Completed.
Okay, Prabhu. But Sri Madhavendra Puri is one of the acharyas in the disciple succession from Madhavacharya. Madhavendra Puri had 2 principal disciples, Ishwara Puri and Sri Advaita Prabhu. Therefore, the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya is a disciplic succession from Madhvacharya. This fact has been accepted in the authorized books known as Gaura Ganodesha Deepika and Praveya Ratnavali, as well as by Gopala Guru Goswami. The Gaura Ganodesha Deepika clearly states the disciplic succession of Gaudiya Vaishnavas as follows. Lord Brahma is the direct disciple of Vishnu, the Lord of spiritual sky. His disciples is Narada. Narada disciple is Vyasa, and Vyasa's disciple are Sukadev Goswami and Madhvacharya. Padmanabha Acharya is a disciple of Madhvacharya, and Narari is a disciple of Padmanabha Acharya. Madhva Madhava is the disciple of Narari. Akshobhaya is the disciple of Madhava, and Jaitirtha is the disciple of Akshobhaya. Jaitirtha's disciple is Gyala Sindhu and his disciple is Mahalidhi. Vidyalidhi is the disciple of Mahalidhi and Rajendra is the disciple of Vidyalidhi. Jayadharma is the disciple of Rajendra. Purushottama is the disciple of Jayadharma. Shrival Lakshmipati is a disciple of Vyasatirtha, who is the disciple of Purushottama. And Mahadevendra Puri is the disciple of Lakshmipati. So Lakshmipati, Mahadevendra Puri.
So Prabhupada is remembering all these Vaishnava acharyas. Sorry, disciplic succession. He is so nicely quoting, from here to here. And there is in our Bhagavad Gita, in one page is there, spiritual masters from Krishna all the way through Srila Prabhupada. All in that we found all these names, right? Disciplic succession. So beautiful, no? So without any, the Vaishnava Acharya saying means he authenticatedly quoted and he authenticatedly get all the names and putting in the proper way. Who is after who, like that. That's the beauty of Srila Prabhupada purports. Jai. Yeah, Raju Prabhu, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Please go ahead.
To maintain the proper etiquette for the principles of religion, Lord Chaitanya goes down at the lotus feet of Sri Advaita Acharya with reverential prayers and devotion. Translation. Sri Advaita Acharya, however, considers the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is his master, and he thinks of himself as a servant of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Purport. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu of Rupa Goswami explained the super excellent quality of devotional service as follows. Brahmanando Bhavit Isha Chet Bharada Gunik Kritaha Naiti Bhakti Sukam Bodheha Paramanu Thulam Api. If multiplied billions of times, the transcendental pleasure derived from impersonal Brahman relation still could not compare to even an atomic portion of the ocean of Bhakti or transcendental service. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.1.38. Similarly, the Bhavavarta Deepika states, Tvat Katamrita Padho Dahu Viharanto Mahamudaha Kurvanti Kritinaha Krichi Chatur Vargam Trunopamam. For those who take pleasure in the transcendental topics of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the four progressive religions of religiosity, economic development, and sense gratification and liberation, all combined together cannot compare any more than a star could to the happiness derived from hearing about the transcendental activities of the Lord. Those who engage in the transcendental service of the lotus feet of Krishna, being relieved of all material enjoyment, have no attraction to the topics of impersonal monism. In the Padma Purana, in connection with the glorification of the month of Kartika, it is stated that devotees pray, Varam Deva Mokshamna Moksha Vadimva Na Chanyam Vrine Ham Vare Sad Hapiha Idante Vapurnata Gopala Balam Sadame Manase Avirsatam Kim Aniha.
The Damodar Ashtakam prayer, Prabhuji. Damodar Ashtakam singing, right? Varam Deva Moksham Na Moksha Vadimva Nachanyam Gruneham Vareshadapiha Idam Deva Purnadha Gopala Balam Sadame Manasya Virastam Kimanyai कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धमुत्वैव यद्वत् त्वया मोचितौ भक्ति भाजकृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वाकां प्रयश्च न मोक्षे ग्रहो मेस्ति दामोदरेह ఇది దామోదరాష్టకంలో వస్తుంది ప్రభు గో హెడ్
మీరు చెబుతా ఉంటే
యా
Dear Lord, always remembering your childhood pastimes at Vrindavana is better for us than aspiring to merge into the impersonal Brahman. During your childhood pastimes, you liberated the two sons of Kuvera and made them great devotees of your Lordship. Similarly, I wish that instead of giving me liberation, you may award me such a devotion unto you. In the Hayasrishyas, Sri Narayana Bruha Purastva, in the chapter called Narayana Stotra, is stated, Na Nadanam, Na Dharmam, Kamam, Hartam va, Moksham va, Varadeshvara, Pratyayatha Padabje, Dasyam, Eva Bhi Kamaye. Can you stop, Prabhuji? Can you...
Yeah, I will read. Is anybody likes to read? Let me see.
Prabhuji, let me read, Prabhuji.
You want to read?
Hare
Yes.
Krishna.
Yes,
Yes, Prabhuji.
yes.
From here, Prabhuji.
Yeah, my dear Lord.
My dear Lord, I do not wish to become a man of religion or a master of economic development or sense gratification. Now do I wish for liberation. Although I can have all these from you, the supreme the best hour of benediction, I do not pray for any of these. I simply pray that I may always be engaged as a servant of your lotus feet. Narasimha Dev offered Prahlada Maharaj all kinds of benedictions, but Prahlada Maharaj did not accept any of them, for he simply wanted to engage in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord. Similarly, a pure devotee wishes to be blessed like Maharaj Prahlada, engaged in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord. By being thus endowed with the devotional service, devotees also offer their respect to Hanuman, who always remained a servant of Lord Rama. The great devotee Hanumana prayed, Bhava Vanda Chide Tasai Sarpyami na Muktaye Bhavan Prabhur Aham Dasa iti yatra Bilupate. I do not wish to take liberation or to merge in the Brahman effulgence, where the conception of being a servant of the Lord is completely lost. Similarly, in the Narda Panchatra, it is stated, Dharmatma Kama Mokshe Nicha Mama Kadachana Tvat Pada Pankajayasado Jivatma Dhyatmam Mama. I do not want any one of the four desirable cessation. I simply want to engage as a servant of the lotus feet of the Lord. King Kulashekara in his very famous book Mukunda Mata Stotra prays. Nama Vande Tava Charanayor Davandam Advada Heto Kumbhi Pakam Gurum Api Hare Narakam Napanantum Ramya Rama Mridu Tanu Lata Nande Nabhirantum Bhave Hardya Bhavane Bhavyam Bhavantam. May, my Lord, I do not worship you to be liberated from this material engagement, nor do I wish to save entanglement, nor do I wish to save myself from the hellish condition of material existence. Nor do I ever pray for a beautiful wife to enjoy in a nice garden. I wish that I may always be in full ecstasy with the pleasure of serving your lordship. MMM 4 in Srimad Bhagavatam.
Mukunda Malla Stotra.
Oh, okay, Prabhuji. Srimad Bhagavatam also there are many instances in the third and fourth cantos in which devotees pray to the Lord simply to be engaged in his service and nothing else. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
See how he is quoting, no? Different verses from Bhagavatam.
Bhagavatam, yeah.
325, 35, 34, 36, 48, 22, 49. We have to read actually. Yeah, take this purport and try to see what exactly there. Only devotees mode always pray to the Lord simply to be engaged in his service and nothing else. The beyond, that's where, the devotional service beyond these four. What is that four? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Beyond liberation. Beyond, all those four things, right? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Four desirable stations. Right? This is what it is. No? What is that? Four desirable things here. One second. Liberation. See. This one is Dharmartha Kama Moksha. Right? Religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. Dharma, religiosity, economic development. Dharma, Artha. Kama, sense gratification, and Moksha, liberation. Religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. Beyond this, devotional service is situated. That's why all those four stations, devotees doesn't require only, they require only the wanting to serve Lord eternally. Simple. Simply to be engaged in his service, nothing else. And Prabhupada quotes these verses. Let us stop here and we'll go through these verses. Please, is it for your homework or for your personal interest? Please go through these verses and we'll discuss on Monday. I will also go through all these verses, what exactly these devotees prayers in these various Bhagavatam prayers. Okay, 3, 4, 3, 4, 14, the 3, 4, 15, 3, 25, 34, 3, 25, 36, 4, 8, 22, 4, 9, 10, and 4, 22. Especially Prabhupada, this is all Prabhupada's purports. So why emphasizingly quoting all these verses? Let us meditate upon these verses and we'll discuss on Monday. We'll go through reading or continuous reading. Okay, let us stop here and quickly recite 10 minutes those Bhakti Shastri verses, then we'll wrap up. Okay, no? Mataji's Prabhuji?
Prabhuji, just copy this and post it in the group, no? So we know which.
No. Yes. I'll put right away. Okay, yeah. Sure. So let us begin with our Bhakti Shastri recitation. Quickly, I'm posting now. One second. Yes. This sloka also. See, that's the thing. Prabhupada knows in and out of scriptures. Are answer ikkada kucha pona. Kucha. Love you. This. Yeah. Let me share this. Bhakti Shastri. Okay. Yeah. తీసుకెళ్తాను 10 minutes తీసుకెళ్తా జస్ట్ క్లోజ్
వీళ్ళకి ఫ్యామిలీ ఈవెంట్ ఉంటుంది అక్కడ మమ్మీ
Yeah, Mata, see, this is the sloka will recite. I'll recite 3 times and word by word and then translation, and we all read one time. Previous verses will do. Okay. Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam taya pahruta chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhihi samadhau na vidhiyate. Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam taya pahruta chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhihi samadhau na vidhiyate. Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam taya pahruta chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhihi samadhauna vidhiyate. Bhoga, to material enjoyment, Aishwarya and opulence, prasaktanam, for those who are attached, taya, by such things, apahrita chetasam, bewildered in mind, vyavasayatmika, fixed in determination, buddhihi, devotional service to the Lord, samadhau, in the controlled mind, na, never, vidhiyate, does not take place. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. Manasanta kuda material desires vaatpanante, we cannot focus on devotional service. Right? Okay. Ever register one time complete. So 3 times. So let us do.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam taya paharata chetasam vyavasatmaka buddhi samadhau na vidhiyate. Prabhuji, do we need to read one by one word or translation only?
Translation one by one we can.
Okay, Prabhuji. Bhoga, to material enjoyment. Aishwarya, and opulence. Prasaktanam, for those who are attached. Taya, by such things. Apaharta chetasam, bewildered in mind. Vyavasatmika, fixed in devotional. Buddhi, devotional service to the Lord. Samadhau, in the controlled mind. No, never. Vidhiyate, does take place. Translation. In the mind of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Next, who likes to recite?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam. Yeah, please go ahead, Mataji.
भोगैश्वर्य प्रसक्तानां तया पहृतचेतसां व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिर् समाधौ न विधीयते. Bhoga, to material enjoyment, Aishwarya and opulence, prasaktanam, for those who are attached, taya, by such things, apahృతచేతసాం, bewildered in mind, vyavasayatmika, determination, buddhi, devotional service to the Lord, samadha, in the controlled mind, na, never, vidhiyate, does not take place. Translation. In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and very opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, wish to Supreme Lord does not take place. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Somehow my voice feeble unde, but it's okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Any other devotee? One or two devotees. Let us recite and we'll go through all the four verses. So second.
Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam taya parhata chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhona vidhiyate. In the mind of those who are too attached to the sense enjoyment, the material opulence, who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotion service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prasad.
Hare Krishna Prabhu Dhanavad Pranam.
Yeah.
Bhogeshwarya prasaktanam taya pahruta chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhihi samadho na vidhiyate. In the minds of
Translation.
in the translation, in the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for the devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. Hare Krishna.
That's simple. Too much engaged in devotion, too much engaged in sense gratification. That's a problem. Okay. So I will recite all the 4 verses one time. So one devotee or 2 devotees, 3 devotees, recite all 4 together. Okay. I'll recite all 4 quickly. कार्पण्य दोषोपहत स्वभाव पृच्छामि तं धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेत यश्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं साधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम्. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. I am your disciple, and I soul surrender unto you. Please instruct me. Second, 2.13. So first one is we have to remember the number also. That is a 2.7 and 2.13. Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tata dehantara praptis dhirastatra namuhyati. As the embodied soul continually passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. 2.20. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन्नायं भूत्वा भविता वा नाय भूयः अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. For the soul, there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. 244. Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam tayapahrita chetasam vivasayatmika buddhi samadhau na vidhiyate. In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. So, like that, please recite 2.7 like that. 2.7, 2.13, 220, and 247.
Hare Krishna. Can we recite project?
Yeah, quickly. I mean,
कार्पण्य दोषोपहता स्वभावः पृच्छामि धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेतः यच्छेयस्यन्निश्चितं ब्रूमि तन्मे शिष्यास्तेऽहं साधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम्. Translation. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and soul surrender unto you. Please instruct me. Dehinosmin yata dehi.
To remember the verse number also. It's better to remember also.
Okay.
2.7, 2.13.
2.13. Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tata dehantara praptir dhirastatra namuhyati. Translation. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. 2.20. Na jayate Priyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyah ajonitya shashvatoyam purano nahanyate hanyamane sharire. Translation. For the soul, there is neither birth nor death at the time. He is not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primeval. He is not slain when is the body slain. 2.44. Bhogaishwarya prakashtanam shaktanam thaya prutta chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samado na vidhiyate. Translation. In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulences and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. Hare Krishna.
Jai. one or two devotees. Another 5 minutes. Let us spend, and we'll wrap up. Okay?
Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah, read. And put number also 2.7, 2.13, 2.20.
कार्पण्यदोषोपहता स्वभाव पृच्छामि त्वं धर्म समूढ़ चेता यश्रेयशानिशितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यास्ते हंसादिमां त्वं प्रपन्नम्. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrender unto you. Please instruct me. 2.13. Dehino asmin yatha dehe kaumarav yovanam jara tatha dehantra praptir dhiras tatra na muhayyati. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. 2.22. Na jayate mrite va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuya ajo nitya sasavato yam purano na hanyante hanyamana sarire. For the soul, there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. 244. Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam taya paharta chetasam vyavasatmaka buddhi samadhau na vidhyate. In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you. One Mataji last. Or
Prabhuji, shall I do?
please do.
2.7 Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava pritchami tam dharma sammudha cheta yat shreyasya nishchitam brohitan me shishyaste hamsadi mam tvam prapannam. Translation. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. Sorry. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. 2.13 Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tatha dehantara praptir dhiras tatra namuhyati. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. 2.20 Na jayate mrite va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuya ajo nitya shashvato yam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. Translation. For the soul there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. 2.44 Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam taya pahrita chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhau na vidhiyate. Translation. In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mother. Prashad Prabhu, you want to read?
Oh, okay, Prabhu. I'll try, Prabhu.
You try all the 4 slokas.
Okay, Prabhu. 2.7.
We'll end with you, okay? Yeah.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. So 2.7. Karpanya dosho pahatasvabhava pruchami tvam dharma sammudha cheta yachreyaha sani chitam bruhi tanme sishyasteham sadimam tvam prapannam. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now, I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. 2.13. Dehinosmin yada dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tada dehantara praptihi dhirastatrana muhyati. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. 2.20. Najayate mriyate va kadachit nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyah ajo nityah sasvatoyam purano na hyanyate hanyamane serire. For the soul there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. 2.44. Bhogeshwarya prasaktanam taya pahruta chetana chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhihi samadho na vidhiyate. Samadhano. Okay. Samadhano na vidhiyate.
Samadhau na vidhiyate. Samadhau na vidhiyate. Okay.
Samadhau
Translation.
na vidhiyate. Okay. Translation: in the minds of those who are too attached to the sense enjoyment and material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place.
Jai. Thank you all for reciting. So let us do on Monday. So we will go through it again one more time. So we will done with second chapter, and next week we will continue from third, fourth, fifth. We'll see. Okay. Every week 4 we can practice. Okay. Yeah. Dandavat pranams. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada translator book reading ki jai. Jai Gaur Hari Premanande Hari Hari. Thank you. See you all on Monday. Dandavat pranams.
Thank you.